Hello, dear soul. Thank you for having me in your day. I hope you have a wonderful, light-filled day. I just wanted to share a little story. We live in a very chaotic time with very sad, destructive elements, and yet, on the other hand, I also know that there's a lot of light and love that you can find in your heart as a real experience. So you don't need to take it from outside or look all the time around you or from YouTube video to YouTube video. And I'll just share a little story and maybe some wisdom that I gathered in my life. I studied a lot of esoteric literature in the East and West. But when I was like 28 or 27, I had been longing to experience these realms of light. I knew they were there. I was a student in Amsterdam, philosophy, I did arts, I worked at the Royal Opera, I had girlfriends, had a sailboat in the IJsselmeer, so I had a great time singing in choirs and lots of traveling too, by the way, in between. But I think the key is that you can find it in your heart. And once you've experienced it there, nothing can shake you anymore. Or it might, but you will always know to find the balance back because you can feel this gentle love and light as a very deep silence and deep strength in your heart. So I've been studying for almost 10 years about these things, and then I met a mystic from America. His name was Carl. I still love him dearly for the meeting and experiences that we had, with great fun and humor too, by the way. He was cheeky. But I met him somewhere in autumn, 20 years ago in 2003. And it was dark in a room with a candle. It was a meditative talk, and we were talking about what I read about Steiner and the theosophy and Buddha, and he talked about the Second World War and how he found his path, first relationship, then he broke off when he was around 40, and he went into the more spiritual mystic side. He had a school. Private school for adolescents in the 60s, the hippie time, always on the side of the kids, he said. Later on I would work in such a school as well, but then in the Netherlands, the Vrije Hogeschool. But I said at some point, I studied so much, and of course I meditated also, but I don't want to read it anymore. I really want to experience it. And then it went silent in the room, and he really looked stern at me, and he said, well, want comes from lack, right? That you're not there yet. So now say it, and say it with desire. I really desire to experience this. And I did. I said I really long to desire it, to feel and see it. And then I already felt it before my words, and he said it's already there when I started to speak. Then the whole room turned into white, bright golden white light. Everything, the face disappeared, his eyes became dark pit holes, so it was almost like a negative. The walls, the bed, the chairs, everything was filled in this bright white light. And I felt very lifted up in this silent, comforting love. Life force flowing in and around me. It was a bit, maybe also a bit, well, scary is not the right word, but your whole perception changes. You become the center of the storm, and all the things that around you happen, the senses, and you really have to be very centered there. Probably if you go deeper, like the great mystics or like Christ was the center in the cosmic life around him in earth, in the stars. Babaji probably too. So I was very, very touched by this experience, and then he said to me, Joris, he gave me a hug, by the way, too, and he was channeling Serapis Bey, by the way. He's from old Egypt. Probably been Hermes, and I always, as a child, I loved the Egyptians, the pyramids, and I dressed up as a pharaoh once. But he said, now you know, you have it within you. Trust it, never doubt it. Trust it and live from this space. It's right here, this light is in your heart. And so that's why I'm saying it to you too. You can find it there. And I'm just a simple guy teaching, having a family with 5 kids, as a philosopher teacher, and I try to live my life with also ups and downs after that, but maybe in doubt, maybe, I've had experience of malicious power play at work years ago, or there's all kinds of difficulties that you can experience inside, emotionally, or outside. And I think they're there for growth, for your God is inviting you to look at certain things and bring them to light. Many of you probably know this. But once you experience this light and love, you can always go back there to this deep silent self. It's there, it's probably here now too. I can feel it if I meditate. If I go to sleep, I always focus on this light, and I could give a meditation to help you with it, or if there's sadness in your life, you write down all your tears, you make a fire, ask the angels of fire to help you consume it, write until let your tears be for God, and write until it's cleared, and do it every day. If there's anger, you go chop wood or whatever. Invite this light of the angels of fire, and they help you transform. These are no jokes. Socrates said it and lived it too when he said philosophy is a way of dying. If you have a candle burning there, it needs a stick, the lower self, your personality. So if the match burns, the wood is transformed into light and warmth. So you can do this too in your own life, and I try to do it too, and I believe that the dire situation the world is in right now, it will boil down to consciousness. If people really look at these things, their own shadow parts, and transform them, then they will be not so viciously played out in the rest of the world. Live a life where you create peace and love, speak truth, be righteous, be kind, all these old virtues, and they emanate from this silence, this godlike feeling in your heart. That's what I've experienced, I've seen it, and again, I've always also had ups and downs, or with kids, raising kids is raising yourself. Practicing patience, humor, love, but it's a great opportunity, and it's a great, great gift to be father and of service to, your children, your wife. But anyway, about this experience of light, when I was 28, I had it. Some quite amazing things happened after that too. Synchronicities. I ended up as a model in Nepal. Don't know. I never wrote. Well, I won't go into details later. I went to Tibet as a travel guide. I went to Shigatse, presumably the home place of Kuthumi. So they were inviting me at that time to say, Joris, trust this light and create space from there. I was fond of castles and knights. As a child, dreaming of a culture place with love and light, maybe in a nightly. They said, build it on the internet, do it there. People need to hear it. So they really stimulated me, I guess, to have a playful time traveling around. They also mentioned a lot of Chinese kids waking up, and I could help there. And I had some very great people meeting there. So that was 2005, 6, 7. But I chose family life. I fell in love, and I knew there was a moment that there was a junction, sort of. And I could have chosen the Tibetan spiritual vlogger. I would have been one of the first ones, probably, back in 2008 already. Now, I think, Babaji said it, John, the beloved from Jesus, he is very much into the housemaker, the home. We need fathers and mothers to live it, that your home is your ashram, your temple. The way you clean, the way you feed, the way you make joy, the way you could do. It doesn't matter where you are and what you do. I think what does matter is that you do it from this space, from your heart. And it doesn't matter if you falter, if you make mistakes, but it does matter that you connect to your heart and that you meditate on this light. And it's more brilliant and more powerful than the sun, I'll tell you. It's very, very strong. If it would really fill me back then, I would have probably burned away, or like electricity. So, well, this is, I think, the most important thing that I could offer now. And I can share lots of things as a philosophy teacher, or as a father, or but maybe one meditation. So classical music always has been a great space for me to go to this deeper silence. So go to your breath. There's some melancholy here, but also vast space. So go into your breath. Breathe in and out deep to your stomach. And feel this gentle melody in your own breath weaving in your whole body. And let go of all your sorrows, all your worries. Go to your heart space. Gentle touching sounds. The hobo always symbolizing the human soul on this journey in life. Be the music that may evoke deep feelings of deep love. Okay, stay within the silence. Keep your eyes closed. Stay your breath and with the sound. And now you visualize the brilliance of the sun. You see this bright, amazing light shining, surrounding you everywhere. More radiant even than the sun, and purer than the whitest snow. And so refined and subtle is your own Christ self. You are this self in your heart. Feel this gentle radiance. Visualize your heart with pure white light. And it emanates with this gentle feeling into your whole body. It emanates in your head, from your heart to your limbs and your belly. This light is filling you as a gentle, silent river of love and light, your whole body. I am this light. The light of God. And it is around me. I'm enveloped in an orb of this beautiful, beautiful love. You invite your own Christ self. You can invite Michael, Archangel Michael, transforms our intellect into the knowingness of your heart's wisdom and light. So with silent adoration, with a deep love you feel maybe also for your partner, your children, but pray with this deep love to the deepest lover of your soul, your Christ self, more radiant than the sun, with a sweet perfume, more subtle and rich than any rose, the comforter of all your sorrows, the King of kings, powerful, glorious. This light you are. I am this light, and you are this light of God. Remain in this silence and feel it. Now in your own time you can close or wake up and or put your eyes open. You know, you can play around with this. Take music that really goes to your heart. Then go to the silence and meditate with this light. All great initiates of the 20th century talk about the importance of visualizing light. Peter Douno for Beinsa, Douno, he was a great, amazing soul. I believe it was the Maitreya Buddha. Steiner predicted that he would come. They both talked about the great advent in the 20th century, that the Christ would come again in our hearts on the etheric level. And it's the greatest advent in this incarnation of the earth, and humans really should put all their best to, or find this great love and light. And if you're willing, I mean, they always give the image, if people ask, how can I find it, or where, it's like opening a window, that the blinders are open so the sun comes in. The spiritual world, if you're honest and you seek with truth and real integrity of your heart, they are obliged to answer. It says so in the Bible, knock and the door will go open. So, this is just what I wanted to share for now, that you may have a light-filled day, that I say take twice a day time. You can also do it with us briefly, with your eyes closed. You go, once you've experienced and felt this atmosphere of light, and I feel it tantalizing in all my cells. Sometimes I have this feeling also when watching a movie in the evening and the couch, this whole silence come over me. I know that there's some visitation from the angelic realms maybe, or some being sending light, or and sometimes it's stronger and it stays for days. Sometimes I go out of it, I can be agitated too, or be tired, or but the main thing is, once you've experienced it, and I wish really for your soul to feel this, then in my experience nothing can touch you anymore, and you just shine and have this loving feeling that you radiate to other people, to all beings around you, the elementals. So this is what I wanted just to share for now, and if more, the more could come, but this is my main thing that I wanted to talk. God bless you. Trust, be strong. Don't look out there for all the, there are healers there, they can do some temporary things. But be your own guide, your own guru in your heart. And once you find it there, some people could help you maybe, or I'm not judging anyone, but I know as everyone is looking, and there are all these YouTube channels and people charging money for it, and I know that these real beings of light, they do it for free. Omraam, Aivanhof, or Daskalos, the great Daskalos from Greece. I'll put some names down this video. Daskalos from Greece, I trust. He was an amazing healer. He had memories of being with Jesus together when he was incarnated with the Essenes. And he, what I read about him is that this deep sense of modesty is not the right word, demut, or it's not ego spirituality. And he said, if I would touch a paralyzed child, I would feel already in advance if the Holy Spirit would really work through me and heal him. And if he did, it was a gift out of his heart for free. He didn't charge. The same goes for, I believe, Omraam Aivanhof. He was a bit stern, bashing egos in the 70s, but also bringing it back to wholeness again. And this Douno, check him out. Babaji is amazing. I had a dream meeting him once when I meditated on him. And he just only mentioned, it was a very beautiful dream. He received me in a simple wooden cottage in the Himalaya. And I was a woman in the dream, It was square, and he was there alone, and he pointed to a door on the upper left side. I went in, and all these amazing books were there, gold, very old, ancient texts. I mean, a library, every beautiful mystic philosopher would drool of. But anyway, I looked around all these books as a woman, and then just behind the door I found one, and it was simple with golden letters, and it said the Nameless One. So I picked it up. I felt this is the book, and I went to Babaji, and he just smiled at me. We had this humorous, with also the seriousness and the depth of the ocean with it. But he said to me, read only from this book, dear one. Read only from this book, and it will guide you. This is what I trust. Your I am presence, your silent self, or your God self. So I'm often thinking of this dream, and thank you for this dream, dear Babaji. I had other many funny experiences too. And if you really ask God in your heart a question, be assured an answer will come. I've had many instances. I'm quite willing to share it in another video. Well, this is it for now. Wish you joy and light, and that we emanate that to all beings around us. That's the best that we can do, and send it also to the wars, to all the tragedies happening right now. That God's light and love will shine and prevail. And Peter Douno said it too. There might become a very catastrophic time. Babaji said it too, where all the ego shit and all the karmic things that people created have to probably be washed away. So Peter Douno talked about this in the it's a little book called Apocalypse. The Earth Will Be Saved. He talked about 3 streams of Christ-filled souls. One in the probably 60s, the hippie time, making clearing the way. Then another one, and that was ending around the 1990s. Then a short break, and then a second wave would come with souls. But he also warned, if humanity doesn't choose love after the Second World War, a far greater catastrophe will come. Now, this is probably the beginning of it, where what we're looking at right now. So I take it at heart. If Babaji says the Mahakranti is coming, you need to be very brave there, and be in tune all the time with this space of light and love. So, well, that's why I thought let's share some of it now. Okay. Funny to be online like this, maybe for the first time. Maybe the last, and maybe some more, but bless your heart.